Welcome to Fur, Fins, and Feathers. This is our 23rd broadcast, and we are very happy to have you once again. Today our guests are Joanne Jesse and Deb Scanlon, who are collie fanciers. Welcome, ladies. Good to see you.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
you, Brian.
Who's going to start? Who would like to? All right. Could you explain where we have what is
Rough Collie,
this is a rough collie, and his name is
Artemis, but we call him Artie.
Artie is a rough collie, and then we have Belle, who is a smooth collie. Tell us about Artemis.
Artie's just over 2 years old, and he does agility and he does rally, and he's a tri-color collie. And Belle is the smooth, and she's a sable merle, and she's 14 weeks old, so she hasn't had much training yet.
That's good. What's the difference with this breed?
The smooths are a little bit closely more into their wild ancestry. The smooths
Okay.
are a little more agile, and they're really a lot more active. The rough is a lot calmer than the smooths.
We all remember Lassie, who I remember growing up with. There was always now Lassie was
Sable.
a sable. Okay. And Lassie was with Timmy. They were on TV every week.
Yeah.
So tell us about now what you do with your dog here. What are some of the activities you participate in?
Well, Artie and I do agility, and he has his first title in agility standard, and he's still working on his novice jumpers. He has CGC, which is a good citizen title.
Canine Good Citizen.
Canine
yeah.
Good Citizen. And he also has a herding instinct title, where he was exposed to sheep, and he went in with about 6 sheep, and he had to show interest in herding them, and he actually was allowed to move them from side to side and see.
Now for her, this as a herding breed, what are some of the other breeds that
Herding.
are in the herding group?
You've got your border collies and bearded collies. You've got the Malinois.
And the shepherd, the German shepherd.
Shepherds. The shepherd is more of a drover. He doesn't actually really herd that much. He moves them.
Okay.
The collies tend to herd them and keep them in a close bunch.
And the corgis too. Very, very good. Now tell me about your work with collies.
Oh, well, I have 2 rough collies. Sarah, I got it from Collie Rescue in 2013, and she was 18 months old. And thanks to Joanne, I got her into Rally, and she absolutely loves it. And
Tell us about Rally.
Oh, it's a wonderful activity. It's a course with signs. You do a different activity at each station. And you really get to work as a team, which it enhances the relationship a lot. It's okay, Belle. You're a good girl. So Sarah absolutely loves it. I started going to I'm a member of Wampanoag Kennel Club, and they do rally run-throughs every week. And the instructor, Robin, is just
With
great.
Robin Patello, yes.
Yes. And so we would work, like I say, every Monday, and we'd do our run-throughs, which is going through the course, and she would give instruction as to how to do it, and you know what to do better, and give all these little hints, which were very good. Like I say, Sarah just loves it. She's got her rally novice title,
Her first degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that means you have to get a qualifying score in front of 3 judges. Or 2 different judges in 3 events.
Sure.
So it's, but it's fun, and it's basic obedience that you're doing through the rally. I mean, some of the signs are like sit, you'd be walking, have the dog sit, have them stay, you walk around the dog back to heel position. It's jumping over hoops, it's doing figure 8s, and they just love it. I know my dogs do. And I'm also starting with Teddy. He just turned a year in February. He's also a rescue. And I'm just starting, he's just finished his advanced obedience. We're going for his CGC, and then we're doing some rally and some tunnel work for agility. I might get him into agility.
Joanne, now your puppy here. Belle, what is she going to be doing?
Agility and rally.
Very good.
Yeah. And my other 2 dogs both have their excellent titles in rally. And Chance, who's 10, is going into, she's in her master's. She has 3 qualifying scores, and she needs 7 more to get her master's title.
So it keeps you busy,
Yep.
both of you, really.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yep. And Chance has her preferred agility championship.
Very, very good. You were talking before the broadcast, you were talking about the fireworks in the area. And what should people be looking for? How can they prevent their dog from getting injured or falling apart or escaping? There's been a lot of cases lately in the area of dogs taking off.
Yep. You need to check your fences and make sure that there's no holes in the fence, no way of escape, and make sure you keep your doors closed as much as possible, and try to keep the animals calm. And if you do take them out, make sure you have them on a collar and leash, and do not take them to fireworks. Most dogs just really get frightened.
Most pets,
Yep, all
as well as
pets.
cats.
Yep, cats get frightened too. And a lot of animals turn up missing because they just panic and run.
And this is not only for the 4th of July, but unfortunately there are fireworks displays all throughout the summer and into the fall.
Yep, that's true.
And then you get neighborhoods that certain people in the neighborhood will just do their own fireworks. And that's
It's an ongoing problem.
Yes.
and so you really, like myself, if I hear fireworks going off in my neighborhood, then I just put my dogs in the house. I don't even want them outside.
No. And it's best to, like, if they have a crate, then put them in the crate, because that's where they feel safe.
Very good.
Belle,
She's a good girl.
good girl. Yeah.
So you became a vet tech.
I
You
did.
graduated 2 years ago.
Yes.
Tell us about that program.
Oh, that was very exciting. I'd always wanted to find a way to make money working with animals. And so I was retiring from another job, and Massasoit offered a vet assistant program. It was a certificate program, and it lasted for 6 months, and so I signed up for that.
Was it difficult?
The vet assistant, it wasn't too bad, but it was very well done. It was just 2 nights a week for 6 weeks, and I got my certificate. But I felt I didn't know enough. I was really hungry for more knowledge about it. So Massasoit started their vet tech program, which is a 2-year degree.
Yeah.
And I signed up for that. And that was very challenging. it was a very intense. We started the program with 22 students, and we graduated 8.
Wow.
So it's a very
So the attrition was high.
yes, it was a very intense. But I learned so much, and I absolutely loved it. And then I was fortunate enough to get a job right out as soon as I graduated, and I'm now working at the Animal House down in Buzzards Bay, which I love. It's a great group of people, a great doctor, and
Keeps you busy and active.
it does. I work about 30 hours a
and
week.
it's a very rewarding opportunity for you.
It's wonderful. We have wonderful clients, and the pets that come in are just great.
Artie, down.
And it's a lot of fun. Sometimes you don't even feel like you're going to work because you're doing something you really enjoy.
That's good.
Um,
Now, you travel very extensively, Joanne, with your other dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And where have you been?
Um,
You're on the go all the time.
well, it's mostly Rhode Island and New Hampshire primarily. And we'll be going to Syracuse next year for the Collie Nationals.
And he is now, is he going to go on to become, hopefully to earn his championship?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to show him in conformation as well?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep, hopefully.
He's very, very handsome.
Thank you. He's a good boy.
How do you prepare a collie for showing? A lot of brushing, a lot of grooming.
Yeah.
How do you keep that coat intact?
Well, he needs a lot of brushing. He needs to be brushed just about every day. He needs grooming. You have to keep the feet looking the way they should. They really should look like cat's paws. And yeah, his a little bit overgrown right now. And you need to trim the whiskers, but I only trim the whiskers when it's time to show because it's not something I really like, a dog without whiskers. And for the agility side of things, it takes about 2 years before a dog is ready to enter the ring.
Why is that?
Well, they have to be 15 months minimum to show in agility. And it just
I didn't
takes,
know that.
Yeah, it just takes that long to get them ready between learning the contact obstacles, which are the A-frame, the seesaw, and the dog walk. And then you have the weave poles, which seem to be everybody's favorite. Weave poles take a long time to teach.
So this is an ongoing, intense process.
Yes.
It's nothing you can do in a heartbeat.
No, and it's something that you have to keep up all the time. But it's like any other type of training. You have to keep it up. When you have a dog, you really need to train them their whole life. Just for every day.
I'd like both of you to comment on dog training.
That's it. Boy.
There are some people who just think they know it all, and they don't, and their dogs are very poorly trained.
Well, to me, the dog training is not so much for the dog as the owner, because dogs instinctively want to please you, and they want to be with you, and they want to just be comfortable and happy. So, but you need to understand how the dog thinks. And so it's actually the owner that's being trained how to approach their dog, how to handle their dog. And it's something you do every day, and it's easy. You can train a dog 10 minutes a day, once a week for a 45-minute
But
class.
it's got to be consistent.
It's got to be consistent.
Yes.
And you need someone with knowledge to give you the tools. And once you have the tools, then you can just reinforce it. And when I say 10 minutes, when I was teaching Sarah, one of the things in beginner novice is to sit, and you need to walk around the ring, and they can't move. And I have a little shed in my backyard, so I would put her in a set, and I would walk the perimeter of my backyard, but I'd go behind the shed. So I'd actually be out of her sight, and yet she still wouldn't
Artie.
move.
Artie.
And it would take me maybe 30 seconds to do that. So I'd repeat it 2 or 3 times. And now I can put her in a sit stay, and I can walk around anywhere, and she will not move until I release her. But it's a very simple task. Takes very little time to do. And most training is, I feel, is done that way. Just constant repetition. You can do it 5 or 6 times a day for a minute.
Now you teach, or you
I
are an
help.
assistant.
I'm
You're
an
a help.
assistant.
What are your responsibilities? Now, what is the name of your company there?
Well,
Not
I,
a company, but it's a training center.
I assist at Stepping Up Dog Training School.
Which is
and,
where?
In Freetown, Mass.
With
Terry Arnold.
Terry Arnold, who is a well-known trainer.
Yes, both obedience and specialty in agility. And I assist the trainer, Robert Fitzmaurice. And we go around and I help the people if they're having a hard time getting their dogs into a sit or a down or whatever. But dogs really learn from each other more easily than they really learn from us. When you have multiple dogs, they watch the others and they pick up on what they're doing. And it's a lot
So they're
easier.
learning from each other.
Even in class, for example, we have an exercise that's called Leave It. And we put a basket of toys and everything in the center of the room. And then you lead your dog up to it and kind of entice the dog to look. Then you put a treat on his nose. And when you get 6 or 8 feet away, then you give him the treat. But if they put their nose, when they put their nose in the basket, you tell them to leave it. And then the treat goes on the nose and you lure them away. Well, we have an average of 10 dogs in a class. And by the time 6 have gone through this, the other 4 don't want anything to do with the basket. They try to go on the other side of the handler because they know from watching the other dogs that they're not supposed to touch things in the basket, so they don't even go near it. So that's an example of them learning from each other. Belle.
Do you have any treats?
Yep.
The treats are coming.
Treats are coming. Oh,
Joanne, what is the main? Why did you choose this variety of collie rather than this one
well,
for a second? Because have you ever had Smooths before?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I had a Smooth that passed last year, and we loved him so much. We miss him, and so we wanted to get another Smooth. And they're very work-oriented. They're very focused when they're working. They're not easily distractible, and they really like to please. So that's why we got the other Smooth.
What is the main difference between the two varieties? Are there, like people have, like Cardigans and Pembroke Corgis are really different breeds. What about them here?
No, they're the same breed.
Same breed?
They are judged as separate, but they are both collies. They're both considered the collies, the rough and the smooth. And other than a little bit different in the temperament, it's just the physical difference between them. They both have the same standard as far as size goes.
You tend to see more roughs, don't you, though,
Oh yeah.
than smooths?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
is that?
People just are used to seeing Lassie. And when they think of a collie, they think of Lassie. They don't think of the smooth variety. And people will generally say, why is that collie shaved? They're not shaved. They're bred to have a smooth coat. And in a litter, you can also have roughs and smooths.
Can you in the same litter?
Yes. She had, in her litter, there were 4, and there were 2 roughs and 2 smooths. So if you have a rough factor gene, then you can have, and you breed to a smooth, then you can have smooth puppies also.
What about the coloration?
The darker color usually is the more dominant.
Okay.
Though if, naturally if you breed sable to sable, then you usually get sables. But if you breed like a tri to a sable, then you're probably going to end up with more tris than sables, but
Now
you'll have both.
he is a
Tri. Yes,
and he's a handsome boy.
yes. And in her litter, she's a sable, merle. They had 2 blue merle rough sisters, and she had a tri smooth sister. So they had quite the variety.
Gee, it's like pick of the litter there. You can
And-
something for everyone.
Yep, whatever color you want, you got something to pick from.
Very, very good. What are some of the other activities that these dogs can participate in?
Like I said, herding,
Herding.
nose work.
Talk about nose. People, do you know anything? That's a new subject for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with it.
Deb, what do you know about nose work?
A little bit.
A lot of terriers are getting into it.
Yeah, but I think any dog is. I know someone has got a golden that's doing it. I know people have done it with labs. It's interesting. The dogs enjoy it. I think the dog enjoys most any activity. They love.
And a dog, they should have some activity, just not to sit home and do nothing.
Exactly.
Right, because they need to think. They do think, and if you don't give them a job, they're going to find a job, and usually it's mischief.
And it's destruction.
Usually,
Exactly.
and I see it in my Sarah. Well, unfortunately, when I was back in school full time, we couldn't do rally like we had, and I backed off, and she was still a good girl, but there was something missing. I could see it. And when we went back to rally, it'd probably been a year since we had done a course, and she was hysterical. She got everything right the first time out. I made some mistakes, but she remembered everything. And she and Diesel, they used to train together, and he would be in the ring doing his thing, and she'd be sitting there barking and barking because she wanted her turn. Couldn't wait to get in the ring. So they need a job, and they enjoy it. It's fun. It's good exercise for them.
Getting back to the nose work, have you done any nose work?
I haven't personally, no. I know it basically it's scents. You start with, usually it starts with food.
Yeah.
And they will hide it in boxes, and they have to search it out. And then eventually it goes to different scents. So it's a lot of variety for the dog.
Collies don't do anything with dock diving, do they?
No. Not too much.
No, but they
Some
could.
of them like to swim. Yes.
Do they swim?
Oh yes.
Oh, they love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they really?
My first collie, I used to take him to the ocean. He
Yes.
he loved the ocean.
Yeah.
And then I
So
got
they
him-
could participate in dock
oh,
diving.
definitely. They have the ability to do it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I had a little wading pool in the backyard for the summer, for him to cool off. He would not get in it unless I left the hose running because the water had to be moving because he was used to the ocean.
Yeah.
So he loved to swim.
So this is a versatile breed. It has a lot of activities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good choice for a family pet.
Yes. Yes. They like children,
Yeah.
although they do like to herd.
Yeah.
So they will try to herd your children. They herd each other.
Yeah.
And if you don't want a barking dog, collie is not a good choice.
Yeah, they are.
Most of the herding breeds do bark because
Yep.
that's part of the way that they work.
They are vocal.
Very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now you belong to a Collie Rescue, rather,
Collie Rescue of
Yes.
New England. Yeah,
Mhm.
Collie Rescue League of New
New
England.
England.
and talk about that.
Oh, I've been a member since 2011, and it's a all volunteer organization. We foster collies. I also do fostering. I have for over a year now. We collies are surrendered for a variety of reasons.
Why?
And very rarely is it the dog. Usually, someone moves.
Died.
Someone passes away, there's a divorce in the family, for whatever reason. I recently got my newest dog. The family was moving out of the country, so I took him in as a foster, and I ended up adopting him. He's a year-old sable, and he's just a doll.
So he's a keeper.
He's a keeper. He fits well with my family, and but for Collie Rescue, I've enjoyed it so much. We have a get-together once a year in New Hampshire, and it's open to all members. It's our annual meeting where we have a little business
When
meeting.
I went to college in New Hampshire, I remember, and I believe she has since passed away, was Jan Wanamaker, who had Candray Kennels and had a beautiful kennel up there.
Yeah.
And had great. Oh, they're telling us it's time to end the broadcast.
Oh my goodness.
We had such a good time.
Yes, we
I'm
did.
taking him home. But thank you very much. And we're going to touch base again and have you come back because this was very good. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for
Happy
having
4th
us.
of July.
Happy 4th of July.